forgot already. The Trestle Trail. I was here before, maybe, I don't know, a couple years ago. And it's changed a bit. We start from a different place. Apparently the original start where it used to be is now private to Toccoa Falls, or Toccoa College, or Toccoa Falls College, whatever. So we're here. I think it's roughly the same distance. This looks like an old forest service road. It's just all covered in leaves, but I can feel the gravel underneath. So heavily covered with leaves, as you can see. And here. Somebody else is out here, because there's another pickup truck, parked at the trailhead. So I've got Godfrey on leash right now. Number one, prevent him from eating stuff like he usually does. Godfrey, cut it out. Sort of. And just in case people are here and don't like dogs, or maybe they have a dog, I don't know. We'll see. I'm sure I'll let him off leash at some point, but for now, he's on. This trail is rated as easy, and as I remember, it was easy. Pretty much like this, relatively flat, easy roads. What stinks about having Godfrey on leash is that it makes it very difficult. Sorry, I just had to spin around there because he went around behind me. With one hand to kind of control where he goes. Normally when I put him on leash, I've got both hands that can, because I don't use a retractable leash. So I got both hands that can control and guide where he goes, and then make the leash longer or shorter as needed. It's early November. It's about 60 degrees maybe outside, maybe upper 50s. I like hiking at this time of year because it's cool. And at least here, there's still some leaves on the trees, even though the leaves are actively falling and coming off, but it's not totally barren yet. So it still looks really nice, and the weather is comfortable. Now, I don't think there's particularly a whole lot to see on this trail. I remember it wasn't hugely scenic, but it was good. It's good for Godfrey because of the there he goes again. Come on, Godfrey. Stop going around me. It's easier for him to walk. I've been trying to go through my catalog of trails that I've been on that are easy for him to go to, so we don't have to hike the same one or two trails every time. I was just re-examining the All Trails map, and I think it's going to be all Forest Service Road except for the little loop that takes you to the train trestle. Which kind of makes this hike then not as good as before, because before you walk through some trails at this park, or behind this park. Oops, I got a burr. Hold on. Go ahead, Godfrey. And then you would walk through that trail till you get to the service road, and then you've got this. You're on the service road for a short while till you get to the loop. But as far as entertaining for Godfrey, it's all good. So I was just walking, following this Forest Service road, and I guess I was supposed to make a left turn or right turn somewhere, and I missed it. So I'm backtracking a bit, and we'll go find the trail. All right, so apparently this is the trail. There is a marker, an orange blaze, and I thought this was like some kind of a side road or side trail. I saw it, but wasn't paying close attention. So now we're back on track. I walked a pretty good ways out of my way, but that's okay. This is better though. Into the woods. It's still sort of a Forest Service road. But less so. It's like Forest Service Road light. So there's a waterfall on this trail, Contentment Falls. I don't recall going to it the last time. I don't know if I can get to it today either. Depends what it looks like, if Godfrey can get there or not. And or if there are people already there or some other dog there. If so, I'll probably just skip it and keep walking. But it is starting to warm up, so maybe I'm gonna have to take off my sweatshirt. And enjoy the cool fall air. So I took another slightly wrong turn, but it's because there's all these like places where obviously cars have driven. So it's difficult for me to tell which one's the actual trail and which one is just some offshoot. So what looks like the direction I was supposed to go on the map wasn't right. So I quickly checked before I started getting too far away and route corrected. We should be getting close to the falls soon. Well, I found the turnoff for the falls. So we're gonna take a walk down there. This doesn't look too bad so far. We'll see what we can find. So I found what's the top of the falls. Down there in this ravine is the bottom. I think there's a way to walk down. I'm gonna try to find it. Taking a little break at the top of the falls so Godfrey can go get a drink. And he's not barking yet, so that's a good sign. Maybe. All right, I can see the falls from over here. There they are. This trail leads us somewhere else, but I'm gonna see if it maybe circles around and comes back, hopefully. Okay, I did find a way to get closer, so now I gotta find, I think I can go this way and get Godfrey through there so we can get closer to the falls. But I can't go down this way because there's no way he's gonna scramble up and down that, so let's see what happens. All right, we made it. We made it to the falls. I'm beginning to think that whoever was in the pickup truck is not coming here. That they were, maybe they got an ATV or dirt bikes or something and are just riding up and down the Forest Service Road. Let's get up there, take some pics, Godfrey. All right, Godfrey's chosen to be afraid of this for some reason. I mean, he's done this before, and this is actually pretty easy. It's not much for him to scramble. It's more like stairs, like at home. but we're basically right under the falls. I just can't get any closer because he's too afraid to come up here. It is beautiful. You'll have to follow my map on all trails to find the side trail that can come down here, because it's not marked on the map, on the all trails map. It's kind of hard to find with leaves as well, but it's worth the effort. It's not that, because it's not that much effort. We made it back up from the falls. It's a bigger ordeal than what I thought it was going to be. I didn't realize Godfrey was going to be so afraid over there. He's never been like that before. And given that it was relatively easy, even for him, I think, to get up behind the falls, I was kind of surprised. I was just trying to coax him to go up there, but he wasn't having it. So rather than stress him out, I just went as far as I could and then left it at that. We got to see the falls. Well, I did. I don't think he cares. He just wants to walk out here in the woods. So we're back on the trail, headed towards the loop, the Trestle Trail loop. Well, we made the turn onto the Trestle Trail loop, and it's nothing that I remember. So maybe it's just my early onset Alzheimer's, which I suppose I shouldn't be joking about these days in polite company. But hey, my dad had dementia, so I feel I can chat about it. Yeah, this doesn't look familiar at all. But at least according to the map, I'm on the loop now. And here's a little bridge going over the creek. I don't know what creek this is. I'd have to look it up. This part of the trail is not really well marked at all. So if you're going to come here, you should probably get the All Trails app and follow the map. Because every time I think I'm going in the right direction, I make a wrong turn. And I think the reason this doesn't look familiar is I think when I did this the last time, I was on the opposite side of the creek. So I think they drastically changed the direction of this trail. Maybe that's also why it's not so well marked. We'll find out once we get to the trestle, because that part I remember. But I remember the creek being on my right, not my left. And right now it's on my left. Okay, there's one small water crossing. So maybe this connects with where I was before. I don't recall doing any water crossings before. But I think this was the creek, this wider part over here in the video. That was the creek that was on my left. Time to cross. I'll let Godfrey off the leash for a bit, and there he goes. This is what I don't want. But I think he's a little bit more tired, so he's going to eat less, at least for a few minutes. All right, I found the train trestle. You could see it in the back there. And that's because this is what I remembered. I remembered the guardrails from before. And I think I had to bushwhack it a little bit to go through there to see what we need to see. Let's give it a try. So it is an active train line. I didn't know that. All right, I found the easy trail to get over to the trestle. And as I mentioned, I didn't know it was an active rail line. So I'm gonna wait till the train goes through before I get under it. I feel like I'm at a high enough risk. If there's a derailment, I'm dead anyway. But I'm just gonna wait until it's gone before I go right up under it. All right, the train is gone. So now we're up underneath. I was in the exact spot last time. I don't remember how many years ago it was. I'd have to go check. You can see the creek runs through here. There's like so much junk here. It looks like railroad ties have fallen off, and that's why I remember before, it's like the last place I want to be is underneath that thing when the train goes through. So yeah, we came, we saw. Now we're gonna go back and hit the loop and continue on. Let's go, Godfrey. All right, we're back on the loop. That should be pretty much all there is to see on this trail. Just those couple of things make it worthwhile. And it's definitely an easy trail for anybody to hike. At least from this point forward, any video you see where Godfrey's hiking, almost anybody can hike it. My geriatric dog. Okay, I found it. This is the trail I took before. This is the one we came off of before that leads to like a city or a county park or something like that near Toccoa Falls. I don't know why they said it's private now on that side, because you can easily get to it from here. There's no impediment. So I don't know why they changed it. Maybe there were too many people taking the hike. But I remember when I came the last time, there was nobody here either. I could see on the weekends maybe because it's easy, but I don't know. This isn't so bad though. It's just at the front, at the trailhead, there's parking for maybe, I don't know, 5 cars or something. Where at the park, you have spots for hundreds because it's a community park. It's all right. At least now my memory has been fulfilled. Godfrey, stop eating that. Got some logs that have fallen over the trail. Stop eating grass, please. We're almost back to the main trail. And then it's maybe, I think, a mile or so back to the car. I think this might be the highest of the elevations to walk on this whole area. And it's just one short hill. See, even he can do it. No, there isn't much to see on the way back. Everything is at the falls and then after. And you could spend a fair amount of time, I think, at the falls. Just like the last hike I went on after Brasstown Falls, High Shoal Falls. Or no, High Shoals Falls. Whatever. Too many S's on the end. But it's, it's like a place where you could probably pack a lunch and just kind of sit by the falls and relax. Getting to the falls is not as hard as it looks from the top. So I think, most people can probably get down there. It's not much of a scramble, really. You just got to be careful. Probably more so now with all the leaves on the ground. It gets a little slippery, but I think if somebody actually bushwhacked a trail there, it would be great. It's not that far, and it's a really nice falls. It's a really nice waterfall. All right, we've made it back to the main road. We hang a left and then back to the Jeep. He's so tired he can't even eat grass. That's a positive. So we took a little water break for Godfrey before we get back to the car. Probably about 5 minutes out. No, now he's gonna go roll around in the stupid sand. Not what I asked for, but yeah, we're about 5 minutes away down this Forest Service road. One thing I'll say about walking on a Forest Service road, it's not comfortable. Got these giant rocks, you know, and I've got my all-purpose footwear. I don't know if this is more comfortable with what might be traditional hiking boots. It's not terrible, but it's not like walking on a forest trail where it's just soft dirt. Hey Godfrey, go drink, go drink. Hey, go drink. Godfrey, here, come on. Go drink, go drink. Before we go back, go drink. Go drink, go drink. Don't walk past it. He already had some, but I was hoping he would drink just a little bit more before we continue on. Getting him back into the Jeep is such a chore now. He doesn't like the ramp, so now I just kind of got to pick up his rear end. Godfrey, stop. Ay, ay, ay. All right. Time to pack it up and get moving. That's it for this hike. Back to the car. There's one other person, one other car here. I would say this is a good trail to go on if you're interested in something easy that's not crowded. Let's go up this way because I can't do that. For this hike. I got